There is simply no question who the most interesting man on the Ohio State roster is. He's right over here to my left. That is Ohio State center Carson Hinzman. Television's Adam King is right here. He's slightly less interesting, but still very interesting. I am Austin Ward, and I have no idea where this conversation is going to go because Carson is here, and this could just be a wild talking Tuesday on the beat presented by the Waterworks. But Carson, it is great to catch up with you. Hope you've been having a fantastic summer so far.
Yeah, it's been good. I mean, I don't know if most interesting man is the word right now. Probably most sweatiest man out of all three of us. I'm bubbly through this year, but yeah, no, it's been a good summer. A lot of good work's been getting put in, so far. Like even today was a good burner, so it's been fun.
I mean, don't sell yourself short. You've got, aside from what you've done on the field, an impressive car collection.
Yeah.
Are we still doing that with finding the cheapest car you possibly can and driving it all over the world?
No, we're trying to. Yeah. So, well, actually, the Impala died. Okay. Unfortunately, it had for some reason, it wouldn't go above 30 miles an hour.
Seems like a problem.
Yeah, that's not good for
good for a golf cart.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. So I was getting some weird looks and sign language on the freeway driving back and forth home, and so I was like, oh, that's weird. So I went and took it to the shop, and they're like, oh yeah, so you have about a half a dollar, size hole on top of your engine. I was like, okay, that sucks. And so I took a bunch of putty and basically just kind of packed it up. It lasted for about 2 days, and then it, went down to about 30. So
was that putty? Is that like WikiHow, Google?
It's just pure intuition.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sounds safe.
Yeah, I did the best, redneck engineering I could on it and their parking lot. And so, but yeah, so that unfortunately had to go. I went and actually purchased my first big boy purchase. I got a used truck, and the first place I took it to, I was like, they said, they're like, well, what do you have to trade in? I was like, well, actually I have this really great Impala sitting outside. And they're like, oh, awesome, cool. Like, what year is it? I was like, it's 01. They're like, oh, and red flags started going off. And I was like, well, you guys can go drive it. And they're like, yeah, sure. Like, we'll go drive. We'll give you a deal on it. I was like, awesome. Okay. Went out and drove it, came back and like, we'll give you $100 for it. And I was like, oh, okay.
Did you take it over 30 miles an hour? You're not supposed to do that.
Yeah, I was like, well, as long as you cruise around the parking lot, you can find a problem with it. But yeah, so it wasn't a good deal. So I had to go to, shout out Mark Wahlberg Chevrolet, got me right with the good trade-in on the Impala. So yeah, all good.
Are you closer now to the next most interesting part? Do you have your Dr. Pepper sponsorship secured?
Dude, no, I've been waiting for this.
That's what I'm saying. I'm trying to help.
I know. I've been trying so hard. We're going to continue to try. The fight's not over. Our culture is fight here at Ohio State. And so
4 to 6 Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, 4 to 6 D to P. And so we're going to try to continue that fight going into this year. I don't know if it's going to happen, but if a Fansville commercial ever wants to sponsor out an offensive line, it'd be pretty sweet. But they sent me a dub tub, which is pretty cool. I was going to baptize my first child in the Dr. Pepper dub tub. But yeah, I guess we'll see where that goes.
Okay.
All right. I got to ask this offseason.
What, a football question?
Yeah, I think I'm going to dive in. Is that okay?
Yeah, sure.
I have so many more questions about the dub tub, but we'll get back to that.
Yeah.
This is such a new role for you now. You are one of the key leaders of this team. What's that been like, knowing that you've been here for so long and you are a senior guy that so many are looking up to?
Yeah, I mean, it's different being old. I really don't feel that old, honestly. Like, I always give crap to kind of young guys. And like, oh, man, I don't feel like I'm like, you're too young. I got soft bones yet. And so, no, it's been great. Like, having, guys come up to me with questions or, kind of stepping up more of a leadership role in the team. I mean, obviously, kind of been doing it the last couple of years, but stepping up even more so. I think a big thing this year for me was kind of leaning more into like that servant leadership. We're reading a book right now as a team called Legacy about the All Blacks out in New Zealand, and talking about how, the best leaders are also learners and best leaders are servant leadership. And so for me to really give back to the team, I think is really going to excel only myself and obviously the team. And so I'm really looking internally this year to try to make as big of an impact on the guys coming in and our offensive line, because obviously we want to be the best.
When you get these reading assignments from Coach Day, Carson, like, you have enough schoolwork, right?
Yeah.
When you get a book in the summer, you guys are thinking it's workouts, it's team runs.
Yeah.
How does that work? What is it, a book club? You got a chapter a week you got to present? I don't know how it works. That's because sometimes Ryan Day won't even tell us what the book is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And so for us anyway, how we do it is it's like we'll have to read, we'll have to study it, we'll have to make sure we have a really good understanding of what the chapter is, because these chapters are a little bit longer. They have a lot of information into them, and so For us, we after kind of midway through a workout, Coach Mick will call someone random, and basically you kind of have your stuff together to go up there and explain the chapter, explain what it means for the team, what it means for you. And so, I mean, I got to, talk about one of the chapters already. Buckeyes did a great job. We just had Isaiah West last week. He did a phenomenal job on it. And so, our guys have really bought into it. I think that's kind of the biggest thing right now in the off season is really the buy-in. Because those kind of small things are what's going to add up towards the end of the year.
You talk about Isaiah West, it kind of pivots me a little bit. What's it been like for you guys? Obviously, the running backs haven't been fully healthy. How does that impact on offensive line? How do you balance out knowing you want to work with these guys, you want to get better every day, but also they can't get the reps that you're going to see in the fall right now?
Yeah, I mean, it's been good, but I should say it's been good for the young guys to get reps for experience, and stuff like that. I mean, it's also hard because you don't have Isaiah's super deep voice behind you, but he goes shut up. But it's also good to get those younger guys experience because obviously you guys know the season's long. We have a heck of a schedule this year. And so it's going to be really fun to have those guys back, I think, in fall camp and be able to really kind of show what our offense and offensive line can do with some really great backs running behind us.
Carson, you talked about this a little bit during spring ball. You had to do multiple press conferences.
Yeah.
Reflects some of that leadership as well that you did that. But when you think back to the decision-making process and you joked about feeling old, being old, incorporated that into your announcement to come back. Has this gone the way you wanted it? You're halfway through.
Yeah.
What is it that more than anything else you felt like brought you back here to accomplish? Because you already have a national championship ring. You started for multiple years. I mean, there isn't a ton left that I would see on the checklist, but what is it you think that ultimately drove you here?
Yeah, I mean, I think I just love the culture here. I think I love the people here. I don't really think I ever had a necessity to want to leave. And I think for us, at least as an offensive line group, we wanted to be one of the best to ever come out of here. And talking with the other guys, obviously had also a chance to leave. We just want to be able to come back and something special together. And for me, anyway, I want to be one of the best centers to ever play. I mean, I'm not really afraid to say that. I think it's something that everyone who comes here dreams of being the best in their position. And so for me, I know I have so much more to work on. Like even today, like we're looking at stuff and we're like, oh man, like I didn't even realize I can work so much more on that. And like working with other people, like I go and I've been working up with Cleveland with like Paris and LaCharles and some of the guys here, but also been up there working as well, just getting a different perspective on some things. And I'm sweating so much. I'm almost done with this shirt. But
it's like you came from a workout.
Yeah, literally. Yeah. I mean, my whoop's been going crazy. I'm gonna have a 14 strain storage from sitting here. But yeah, just to complete kind of my college experience, I think for me on a high note is really important.
Do you catch yourself looking at the Remington trophies that have come through here? Is it on your lock screen? Like, is that, you say you want to be the best center in the country. That's the trophy that reflects that. I know individual awards are subject to voting, but are you thinking about it on a day-to-day basis?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. I mean, again, I'm not afraid to say like that's one of my biggest goals is to be able to win that trophy. I mean, the greats that I've been around, like I told you, I've been working out with the Charles and being around like Seth and stuff like that has been cool. And even talking with like Billy Price and some of those guys who, have won it, and even Pat and, Ohio State has a long legacy of really good centers that come from here. I think we're the only school that actually has 4.
Yeah.
And so to be able to continue that legacy is really important to me. I've always joked about those guys wanting to be able to cover up their picture. But I mean, those guys have helped me out so much in my journey. So to be able, I always kind of like joke with like the corniest quote, but it's like it's easy to reach for the stars when you stand on the back of giants. And so for those guys, it's been so influential to me, learning from them and working with them. And that's something I literally just took a picture of it a few weeks ago and I've been looking at it very often. But then again, that all comes from after having, one of the best offensive lines. You can't win a Remington without,
Joe Moore guys next to you.
Exactly. Yeah. With a lot of really good talent next to you. And you can't win that without having a great team. You know what I mean? You don't see Heisman's come from a really bad team. You don't see, all those guys come from really bad teams. And so that is the exact same thing, even more so for offensive line play. And so to continue to have a great team is important.
You guys have talked about a chip on your shoulder after last season. Last season is a whole different year now, though.
Yeah.
What allows you guys, the talent on this roster, to be the best offensive line in the country. Why do you think you're capable of doing that this year?
Yeah, I think for us, it's really cohesion. I think the guys have been, we were just talking about it earlier, like the buy-in has been insane. I think we've had more buy-in this year than I've been around in a while. And I think that comes from just us spending a lot of time together, us working really hard together, us like just meshing just personalities really well. The young guys coming in, being ready to work, I think is huge. But more so than that, I think we have a lot of veteran leadership on the offensive line. That's been guys who want to be the best they can be. They want to be the best players they can be, and they want to go and achieve really big things.
Carson, when I think back to those press conferences that you had in the spring, they were, I thought, hilarious. Did you prepare material for that? Are you working on
have you
doing
stand-up comedy career?
Yeah, I was actually going to pull mine out, but I think it's completely soaked through my little sheet here.
Okay.
Yeah, but no, I mean, maybe. You never know. I could be the next like Shane Gillis or something, the next big white dude.
Well, that was Seth McLaughlin.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. No, I like joke with him because when Antonio Brown like posted the picture of him, I was like crying over like him like with the AB over like Shane Gillis. That was so funny because I didn't really get to meet Shane, but when we played at Notre Dame my redshirt freshman year, he was like on the sidelines like giving crap to us in the quarterback season cues, and so it's funny seeing like his twin go and win the Remington and be a part of that journey as well. So, but yeah. I don't know. I guess we'll see.
All right. I was just wondering if there was a new hobby that was emerging.
I got too many hobbies right now. Where they said we're working on the house. We're doing everything.
You
I guess
golfer?
My golfer, no, but I've been shooting trap a little bit. We're trying to get a mini squad group to go shoot some trap. We've been trying to do it like every last Tuesday, but it's been raining.
Yeah.
Or at least it threatens to rain, then it doesn't. It keeps literally keeps pulling out on me. But we're gonna get it. I think this next week it'll be pretty fun. So.
All right, for you, you've been through. You talked about your redshirt freshman year at Notre Dame. You've been through so many different variations of a Buckeye football season just in this time here. You've had the defending national champion run. How different is this off season now? You guys are halfway through summer workouts. How's it different than anything else you've been through here?
Yeah, I think it goes back to the cohesion and the gelling of the team. I think our guys are all like kind of one unit. I mean, it's fun to see that. You know what I mean? I think with how NIL has been turning and how a lot of these young guys have been coming in, I mean, it's easy for them to get really big heads, and it's easier for them to say, I'm like in working out with Coach Mick, like, I mean, this really ain't football, you know what I mean? But like a lot of these guys are like, they want to get better. They don't really care how it happens. They want to get better for this team. And it's not, I mean, I've always realized, even myself, that's like all the accolades and stuff like that come after you've kind of poured into, you know, the team and poured into another person. I think all these guys have been buying into that as well. And so seeing those guys do that is inspiring for me to kind of double down and triple down on my efforts in that as well. And so it's just been fun. Like, we've had a blast. You know what I mean? I think some of the best teams are the teams that have the most fun together. And I think we've been doing that a lot, you know, this offseason.
I mean, you said that about the buy-in and the NIL on a podcast about, I don't know, was that 4 years ago at this point?
Yeah. I don't know.
I mean, but it's exactly what you're talking about. Like, you earn the accolades. You earn. I know nobody wants to put in these terms. Like, you earn your next deal, and you've certainly outperformed that.
You earn your next Impala.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, I know.
Or you save your money and you buy an Impala.
Yeah, well, I mean, some of the guys, I mean, NIL earnings could probably, like, their taxes alone could probably pay for about 50 Impalas. So, but yeah, no, our guys have been doing such a good job of like being together on the team. I mean, it doesn't matter if you're a senior, if you're like a star player, if you're a walk-on, you know, long snapper. Like, it doesn't matter. Like, everyone's together. You know what I mean?
But I guess part of my point there is you saw that vision for your career in the long term, because I think from outside in the Woody, there are a number of people that say, well, I can't believe that Carson he was a starter. He was out of the lineup.
Yeah.
Why is he still here? And what you had said on the comments, well, you know, you're not getting a 7-figure payday to come play Ohio State offensive line as a true freshman or as a second-year player, but you saw that this is where you wanted to be in 3, 4, 5 years down the road. That's paid off for you. I mean, not everyone, I think, has the foresight or courage or self-belief or whatever word you want to use to follow that path all the way through. So I don't know if you ever think about it in those terms, but like everything that you have said and set out to do has been accomplished. Now, I know that there's still more that you want to do. I just think it's worth pointing out, because if you don't think about it, I think everybody else should, and they should appreciate it.
I really do appreciate that. And I mean, it hasn't happened alone. You know, I mean, I've had so many people that have helped me accomplish a lot of those goals, and I've had, you know, really fun highs, and I've really been a big part of it. I've also had really deep lows, and to continue to kind of put my faith in something greater than myself. You know, Jeremiah 29:11, where it talks about God's plans for you, and not really knowing where I'll be next, and not really knowing what's going to happen after this season or what's going to happen after this game, but relying on the people around me and like really trusting the process, I think, has been important for me, because it's really hard to be a good football player. It's really hard to be a football player in general.
Yeah.
And it's extremely difficult to be a great football player. And so for me to continue to be a better football player, kind of getting up to the, you know, upper echelon of my potential, hopefully like I'll be able to break through way more barriers, way more floors than I really think, kind of reaching my own ceiling. I can't do it without, you know, really great people around me. And so it's really, you know, a reflection of the people that have, you know, influenced my life.
All right. Last couple questions from me here.
All right.
You talk about we've got, yeah.
He said the clock is ticking.
Yeah. You talk about the leadership, you talk about the buy-in and the workouts, and how a lot of these guys are great, but they still want to work hard. Is there any young guy that's really jumped out, not just from the offensive line unit, but across the team, that you said, wow, his buy-in has been impressive? Somebody we should keep an eye on.
I mean, first of all, there's the other Carson Hinzman with the stash you guys have been talking about.
Oh my goodness!
Luke,
you want to show off your mustache here?
You think I'm sweaty? You know?
Yeah, it's bad under here.
Drenched. But yeah, I think first of all, Luke's also, and I should have mentioned that when he was going by, but Squad 3 right now has been taking the cake. So we basically draft squads kind of at the beginning of each offseason, and I mean, I love our squad. We've had a lot of really good guys who've been busting their tail really good. I think my mini squad, honestly, I've been really proud of those guys as well, because we have Coach Mick always talked about like mini squads are going to save the world, where it's just like a small group of guys together that have one common goal. And so I think, at least in my squad right now, young Caden Gebhardt has been busting his butt so hard. Like,
due to the week last week.
Yeah, I mean, that kid has been like absolutely grinding. He'll come in extra. He'll do extra work. I mean, he's, I don't know, he's like pounding the table to be like a really good young kid. Him, I mean, there's a bunch of young guys, honestly, for me to go over. But yeah, KG's been doing a great job.
I was just going to ask about, we've seen the Olympics have not gone too well for you guys right now. You guys fell
so
behind.
Far, yeah, it's okay. It's okay.
Well, but the one thing we have seen in that is a very vocal Julian. How have you seen that grow? I mean, we've all kind of watched him grow into this role, but now in practice, in workouts and day-to-day, how have you seen him kind of grow as vocal leader?
Well, in the June Olympics, that's kind of one thing, because he's actually Quinn's intern, so he kind of has to do that. Like, it's kind of like it's part of his job. But I mean, out of that, I mean, he's like kind of like you said, like he's actually become a lot more vocal, and that makes everything a lot more fun. You know what I mean? I used to call him the clapper last year when he first started, because he actually wouldn't talk at all. He just like clap in the huddle. Like we go and play in a game, like, Jules, what you got? And he's like, here we go. So he's like, you know what I mean? But like even progressing throughout the rest of last year, like he's starting to talk a little bit more, and then especially this year, like he's been a really good vocal leader. Like you can tell he has the confidence of like, I know exactly what I'm doing. He could probably go up and run center. I mean, it might not go very well, but he could probably do it. And he knows everything we got going on. He knows everything the wide receivers have going on, running backs. I mean, he has a complete understanding, I think, of our offense. And so for him to go out and ball out and be like one of the guys on the team is really special for us, because it's one thing blocking for a quarterback. It's another thing blocking for one of your best friends. And so I think for us to go out and really try to protect him, not only for our own game, but because we actually care about him, I think it's important for an offense line.
Well, I know I can speak for Television's Adam King that I could talk to Carson Hinzman for 5 or 6 more hours, but we're going to let him get out of the heat, maybe into a new shirt.
If we can finish it shirtless, I can keep going, but like I'm genuinely about to sweat through it.
They might kick us off YouTube for that. I'm not sure what the rules are for that, but we greatly appreciate the Ohio State Senator's time and hope you enjoyed this wide-ranging conversation on the beat presented by the Waterworks. For Carson and Television's Adam King, I'm Austin Ward. We'll talk to you later.
Appreciate you guys.